is merge intervals, Leetcode problem 56. So if you're given an array of intervals, which is really a 2D array, and you have a start and an end in each of the given arrays, you have to merge all overlapping intervals. So for instance, if you're given this input, the begin time is 1 and the end time is 3 in this interval, and the begin time is 2 and the end time is 6 here. Since there are overlapping values, since this end time is greater than the begin time, we're merging them into one interval. And in this second example, here's the one interval that has a beginning time of 1 and an end time of 4. So the begin time of 4 here and the end time of 5 here, since these are equal, we can just merge that into one interval. That's 1, 5. So for this problem, what I think we should do is first make sure that the intervals are sorted before we start looking at them, and then we can look at intervals one by one using a current interval. So we will create a list looking at the current, and then we will iterate through the list. Okay, so first let's sort the array. We can use array sort. We can also use a lambda function and make it easier. So we're going to sort intervals, but we want to say whatever we're given, this A and B, which are the two values that we're looking at as we sort it, we just want to say sort them by the first value in that array. So we're going to say A0 and B0. So that way our array will be sorted as it looks here. So this is 1 and then this is 2, so then we'll know all our arrays we can look at in a sorted manner. Okay, let's make our answer that we eventually have to convert. So we'll make a list of int arrays, and the reason for that is because a 2D array is mutable, and this we can just keep adding to, and then at the end we're going to have to convert it to a 2D array because that's what the signature asks for. So I'm just going to say new array list. So before we go through, let's just look at the current one, and that's, we're just going to take the first interval off of the given intervals. That'll be our current one. So for instance, it would be this 1 and 3 right here. Now let's iterate through. I less than intervals length I plus plus. So we have our current here, and we're going to say if our current begin value is greater than the interval, this interval I, begin, we're going to set begin to the lower value. So again, that is if our current begin value is greater than our interval, that's our interval I begin value, we're going to say current one is equal to and actually before we iterate, we're going to add our current one. We're going to start with that on the list. We're going to start with our first one on the list too. Okay, so that's update. So now let's look at the end value. So if our current end value is greater than the interval begin value, so we'll say our current end value here, that's here, and it's greater than this begin value in the one we're looking here. We have to merge. So we could say if our current is greater than or equal to begin value, this interval's begin value, we want to set the end value to be whatever is bigger, cur1 or this interval's end value. And if not, we're just going to add it to the list. And we're going to update our current to be intervals I. And after we get through that, we're going to have to convert it into a 2D array. So see, that's that, and that's that. And so we're just going to return to array so that's going to be that, and then that's going to be our 2D array. Okay. And that should work. Let's see here. Cannot find no intervals. Okay, let's test out the other one. All right, and we can print out some of this so we could see how it works. We'll say one and so we're saying here if our current end value is greater than or equal to the interval's begin value, so our current is 4, this interval is beginning at 1, and then this current is 4, and then this interval is beginning at 1. So then we set the end value to be current 1 and interval 1. And so this is even fine because when it's comparing it against itself, so this is what this first value is, Our end is 4 and the beginning is 1. So it's actually fine. It just looks at it and then it says like, okay, it's updating it to itself. And then it'll merge it eventually when it says that it needs to. The begin value is 4, so then it's going to update this to intervals 1, which is 5. You can say this interval end value. Where is that expected? Extra one there. So this is comparing it against itself, and that's why this second one is here. Okay, so that should be it. All right, thank you.